You know, in the billionaire-driven world of the NFL, there's one team that's a complete anomaly, a living relic that, by all modern logic, really shouldn't exist, and yet it's one of the most successful franchises in sports history. This is the story of the Green Bay Packers, an impossible dynasty.
The entire story of the Green Bay Packers is built on this single, stunning paradox. They play in the smallest professional sports market in all of North America, yet they have more championships than any other team in the NFL.
So how is that even possible? How did a tiny city in Wisconsin build a powerhouse that competes with the giants of New York, Chicago, and LA? Well, that's the question we're going to answer today.
To really understand the Packers, you have to go all the way back to their scrappy, small-town beginnings.
So the team was founded way back in 1919 by a couple of high school rivals, Curly Lambeau and George Calhoun. Lambeau worked at the Indian Packing Company, and he somehow convinced his boss to give him $500 for uniforms. The only condition? He had to name the team after the company. And just like that, for $500, the Green Bay Packers were born. 2 years later, they were granted a franchise in the new professional league that would eventually become the NFL.
What makes their survival so incredible is that they are literally the last of their kind. See, back in the 1920s, the league was full of teams from small industrial towns, but one by one, they all folded or moved to bigger cities. All of them, except for Green Bay. And the secret to their survival? Well, it's found in a truly one-of-a-kind ownership structure that defies everything we know about modern professional sports. Unlike every other team, the Green Bay Packers are not owned by some billionaire. They are the only nonprofit, community-owned major league team in the entire United States. So what does that actually mean? It means the team is owned by the fans. We're talking over 500,000 people who hold stock in the team. They elect a board of directors, and every single dollar of profit gets reinvested right back into the franchise. It ensures the team will always serve the community.
And this brilliant idea, it wasn't born from some grand vision. Nope, it was born from pure desperation. In the early 1920s, the team was constantly on the verge of going bankrupt. The founder, Curly Lambeau, who you see right here, just couldn't keep it afloat. So in 1923, a group of local business leaders, known as the Hungry Five, organized the first stock sale to the public, saving the team and creating the model that makes sure it can never, ever leave Green Bay.
Now, this unique foundation allowed the team to weather financial storms and build these eras of incredible dominance, but it didn't make them immune to struggle.
That stability let them build a true powerhouse. Under their founder, Curly Lambeau, the Packers won the NFL's first ever three-peat. Then, with the arrival of the legendary Don Hutson, who pretty much revolutionized the receiver position, they added 3 more championships. But the era that really forged the team's identity came with the arrival of coach Vince Lombardi in 1959. He took a losing team and just turned it into the team of the 1960s, winning 5 championships in 7 years, including dominant victories in the first 2 Super Bowls. It was actually that 1961 championship, the first one under Lombardi, that officially earned the city of Green Bay its famous nickname, Titletown. But after Lombardi left, the magic just vanished, and the contrast is pretty stark. For almost a quarter century, the team basically wandered in the wilderness. They managed just 5 winning seasons in 24 years. It was a brutal reminder of just how hard it is to maintain success. It would take a series of bold moves in the early 1990s to finally bring the Packers back from the brink and launch them into a new golden age.
This revival was really led by these 2 men. On the left, you've got the new head coach Mike Holmgren, hired in 1992, and on the right, a young, gunslinging quarterback he acquired in a trade from the Atlanta Falcons, a guy named Brett Favre.
These moves completely changed the franchise. The general manager, Ron Wolf, hired Holmgren, he traded for Favre, and then, in 1993, he convinced the most prized free agent in NFL history, Reggie White, to sign with them. That signing was a signal to the entire league that Green Bay was serious about winning again.
And it all came together in 1996. The team dominated the league, they posted a 13-3 record, and marched all the way to Super Bowl XII, where they beat the New England Patriots. Titletown was back on top.
Now, the end of the Favre era could have sent the team right back into the wilderness, but through a mix of brilliant drafting and let's say, a notoriously tense transition, the Packers managed to pass the torch from one Hall of Fame quarterback to another, Aaron Rodgers. And with Rodgers at the helm, the success just kept on coming. In the 2010 season, the Packers got hot at exactly the right time, making this historic playoff run as a number 6 seed and defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers to win Super Bowl XLV.
So, when you put it all together, what does this incredible history of resilience and success actually mean?
Well, it means this number right here, 13. That's the most league championships in the history of the NFL. More than the Bears, more than the Giants, more than the Cowboys.
It all really comes down to a formula you just won't find anywhere else. You've got the stability of community ownership, you've got the blue-collar grit of a small industrial town, and then there's this uncanny ability to find legendary leadership, from Lambeau and Lombardi to Favre and Rodgers.
That's the formula that created an impossible dynasty. But it leaves us with one final thought. As the price tags for franchises soar into the billions, and the league is dominated by the wealthiest people on the planet, can this beautiful, fan-owned anomaly from a small town in Wisconsin continue to not just survive, but thrive? That's the real question.